The photograph that we're looking at now was taken in July of 1941 in Latvia, which at the time of the photograph was a part of the Soviet Union. As you can see in the photo, we're looking at a scene in the street where women are celebrating the arrival of different soldiers. You can see them laughing, smiling, and if you look close enough, you can see that there is one woman who's holding a basket of flowers that she's giving to each of the soldiers. When we look at this image, we might be tempted to think that this is a celebration of the end of World War II, but that's not the case. Interestingly, this photograph is dated earlier, as I mentioned, in 1941, so that's closer to the beginning of World War II. The soldiers in the picture aren't allies and they're not liberators. They're actually German Nazi soldiers, and they are invading Latvia. This might leave us confused. Why are the women in the photo welcoming them warmly if they're invading their country? Well, the answer is that a year before this photo was taken, the Soviet Union annexed independent Latvia, and they began a pretty brutal rule of the country, which involved mass deportations and murder. So the women in the photograph, among many other Latvians, had hopes for being invaded by Germany and hoped that their life would improve under the Nazi regime. This photograph gives us an opportunity to talk a little bit about collaboration and complicity of ordinary people during the war. In Latvia, before the war, in the capital city of Riga, there were 40,000 Jews living there. They were very well integrated into the local community. There were Hebrew and Yiddish schools that Jews participated in. They had a thriving cultural life, and they even sat on seats in the city council. But after the Nazis invaded, with the help of local Latvian police and auxiliary units and civilians, the Nazis and these locals established a ghetto in Riga where they concentrated Jews. They also, with the help of local collaborators, took many of the Jews of Riga and Latvia out into the woods and shot them in mass killing operations. So I think this photo is a chance to examine some of our misconceptions about the way the Holocaust was perpetrated. One of the misconceptions that we have is that the Holocaust was perpetrated only by Nazi soldiers, when in reality that's really not the case. Across Europe, as the Nazis invaded different countries, local police and civilians often joined them in auxiliary units to murder Jewish civilians. So we do see this local collaboration, and it happens for a variety of reasons. One of the most prevalent reasons is that there's already this pre-existing anti-Semitism across Europe. And it's important for us to remember that anti-Semitism was not born with the Holocaust. Rather, the Nazis built off of pre-existing fears, misconceptions, stereotypes, and racist views about Jews that had existed for centuries. Many times when Nazis invaded countries such as Latvia, they went in with their racist ideology and they built off of pre-existing anti-Semitism, which allowed them to perpetrate this murder with local citizens against a Jewish population.